Jai Hind everybody. So today I am starting question number 4 of exercise 8.2, the chapter quadrilaterals. The question is this: ABCD is a trapezium in which AB parallel DC, AB parallel DC. BD is a diagonal and E is the midpoint of AD. A line is drawn through point E parallel to AB, intersecting BC at point F. Prove that F is the midpoint of BC. F is the midpoint of BC. This is given in the figure. ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium in which AB parallel DC. This AB is parallel to DC. BD is a diagonal and E is the midpoint of AD. BD is a diagonal. This is the diagonal. BD is a diagonal and E is the midpoint of AD. This E is the midpoint of AD. This part and this part are equal. Again, a line is drawn through E parallel to AB. There is a line. This line. Suppose this is line L and this is parallel to this one AB, intersecting BC at F. This is intersecting BC at point F. We have to prove that F is the midpoint of BC. F is the midpoint of BC. Now just look at the proof. Just look here. Suppose this is the point of intersection A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let this is the point of intersection of this line L and BD. So in triangle DAB. Now in triangle DAB, what is there? EG is parallel to AB. EG is parallel to AB, and that's why, because EG is the part of line L, because EG or EF is parallel to AB. Or you can say line L is parallel to AB. AG parallel AB, ठीक है, and E is the midpoint of AD. Then by converse of midpoint theorem, what will happen? This G is midpoint of BD. Is it okay? With the help of converse of midpoint theorem, this G will be the midpoint of BD. Now again look. Now in triangle BDC. Again. In triangle BDC, just look here. This GF is parallel to BC. GF is parallel to DC. Why? Since GF was parallel to AB and AB was parallel to DC. Since this line was parallel to this and this was parallel to this, therefore this GF will also parallel to DC. And again, G is midpoint of this one. G is midpoint of BD and G is midpoint of BC. Therefore, again by converse of MPT, what will happen? This F will also the midpoint of BC. F is the midpoint of BC. Is it okay? So in this way we can prove this. Okay. What you have done in this question? First we will take this triangle ADB. It is given that this EG is parallel to AB. EG is parallel to AB and E is the midpoint of AD. Since this line is parallel to this, then by the converse of MPD, what will happen? This G will also the midpoint of BD. Again, in triangle BDC, just look here. This line GF was parallel to AB because this GF is a part of line L and this AB was parallel to DC. Therefore, AB will be parallel to GF, parallel will be equal to DC. So, therefore, finally, GF will be parallel to DC. GF will be parallel to DC. In this triangle, this G is the midpoint of BD. G is the midpoint of which one? B. Here I have written C. This is D. G is the midpoint of the diagonal BD. Is it there? Therefore, by the converse of MPD, this F is the midpoint of BC. By the converse of midpoint theorem, F will be the midpoint of BC. Is it okay? Now this is question number 7. ABC is a right angle triangle at point C. Is it there? ABC is a right angle at point C. A line through the midpoint M of the hypotenuse AB. This M is the midpoint of hypotenuse. Therefore, AM is equal to BM. A line is a line through the midpoint M of the hypotenuse AB and parallel to BC intersects AC at D. This is a line. Suppose this is the line L which is drawn through the midpoint M and this line is parallel to BC. Intersect this AC at point D. At point D. So you have to prove that D is the midpoint of AC. Second, MD perpendicular AC, and the third one CM is equal to AM is equal to 1 upon 2 AB. So now just look at the proof. In triangle ABC, ABC, what is there? M is the midpoint of M is midpoint of what? AB, and line L is parallel to what? BC, or it follows that line L means DM is parallel to BC. Therefore, by converse of midpoint theorem, look, this line L was parallel to BC. It is given in the question. Therefore, this DM will also parallel to BC. DM is parallel to BC and M is the midpoint of this one. Therefore, this D will be the midpoint of AC. By the converse of midpoint theorem, D is midpoint of AC. D is the midpoint of AC. Therefore, AD will be equal to CD. This is okay. This one will be equal to this one. This is part number 1. Now just look at part number 2. MD perpendicular AC. MD perpendicular to AC. Now just look here. Since line L is parallel to BC, therefore DM will parallel to BC, and therefore angle ADM will be equal to angle ACB, because they are corresponding angles. This angle ADM will be equal to this one, because they are corresponding angles. So what will happen here now? It means angle ADM will be equal to how much? 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, it means this, just look here, this DM is not perpendicular to AC. It means MD is perpendicular to AC. Is it okay? It means this MD is perpendicular to AC. Now coming to the third part, and for this I am joining this. I am joining this. Okay. Join CM. Now in triangles ADM and CDM. CDM. What is there? AD is equal to DC. AD is equal to CD. Already proved. Let this is equation A. From equation A. Again, this angle ADM is equal to CDM. CDM 90 degrees. Why they are 90 degree? Since this angle is 90 degree, therefore this angle will also be 90 degree because they are in a linear pair. Angle ADM is equal to angle CDM 90 degree, and the third one is there, DM is common. DM is what? Common. Now, by what rule? Side angle, side rule, the triangles are congruent. Just look here. I am writing from here. By SAS rule, triangles are congruent. These two triangles are congruent. Now we have to prove CM is equal to AM is equal to half of AB. Therefore, by CPCT, what will happen? CM is equal to AM. CM is equal to AM. Is it clear? CM will be equal to AM. Okay. And what is this AM? M is the midpoint of AB. M is the midpoint of AB. So what will be there? AM means half of AB. M is the midpoint of this one, na? M is the midpoint of AB. Why this is there? Since M is midpoint of AB. Therefore, what is there? Therefore, what? This AM will be 1 upon 2 A. 1 upon 2 AB. Now this is question number 5. In a parallelogram ABCD, E and F are the midpoints of the sides AB and CD respectively. This is the parallelogram ABCD. A, B, C and D. E and F are the midpoint of this one. This is the midpoint of AB and F is the midpoint of CD. Prove that AF and EC, this AF and EC, trisect the diagonal. Trisect the diagonal BD. BD is the diagonal. You have to prove that these two line segments trisect these one. Trisect this diagonal. It means what you should prove? This DP is equal to PQ is equal to DQ. These three parts should be equal. This we have to prove. Now just come to the proof. Since ABCD is a parallelogram, therefore opposite sides will be equal and opposite sides will be parallel. Therefore AB is equal to CD and AB parallel CD. If this is a parallelogram, then yes, opposite sides will be parallel and equal. If AB is equal to CD and AB parallel CD, it means their halves. Then half of AB will be equal to half of CD and half of AB will be parallel to half of CD. Now half of AB, this one, yani AE will be equal to BE and half of CD is equal to DF is equal to FC. All these four parts will be equal. Since these are the parallels, these are the parallels, and what's happening there? This AE parts are equal. This part, this part, this part, all these parts are equal. So finally what we have? AE parallel CF and A is equal to CF. Therefore, this AECF is a parallelogram. Just look here. This figure AE this is a parallelogram. Is it there? If this is a parallelogram, therefore what will happen? This side, this one, will be parallel to this. Then this CE will be parallel to A and what is this? Air. Is it okay? Then this will be parallel to this. And one more thing is there. It means this PF, if this side is parallel to this, therefore this PF, because AF parallel to this one, na, therefore PF will also parallel to this one, CE. Is it there? Okay. And this one, this EQ will also parallel to air. This EQ will be parallel to what? AP. It's okay. But if this whole side is parallel to this, therefore this is one portion PF will also be parallel to CE, or we can say this portion CQ or CE, same thing. I am writing as CQ and EQ. This EQ will be this one, this AF is this AP. Now in triangle this one, DQC. In triangle DQC, just look here. What is there? PF is parallel to CQ. PF is parallel to CQ. And F is the midpoint of CD. F is the midpoint of CD. Therefore, by converse of MPT, what will happen? This P will be the midpoint of DQ. P is midpoint of DQ. By the converse of this, P is the midpoint of DQ. If P is the midpoint of DQ, therefore DP is equal to PQ. This is equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now, similarly, just look at this triangle BAP. In triangle BAP. Similarly, in triangle BAP, what is there? EQ is parallel to AP. EQ is parallel to AP and E is the midpoint of AB. A is the midpoint of AB. If this is the midpoint, therefore by converse of Then by converse NPT, what will happen? This Q is midpoint of BP. If this is the midpoint, therefore what will happen? Can you tell me? This BQ is equal to PQ. This BQ is equal to PQ. Is it there? Now what is here? This is equal to this and this is equal to this. First equation, BP is equal to PQ. Or second equation, BQ is equal to PQ. So from first and second, what is there? This DP is equal to what? PQ is equal to BQ. All these three parts are equal. And why these three parts are equal? Because they are trisected by AF and EC. Therefore, AF and CE trisects the diagonal. Which triangle is this? BD. In this way, we can prove that AF and CE trisect the diagonal BD. Trisect the diagonal BD. Now this is question number 6. So that the line segment the line segment joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral. Midpoints of joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. Bisect each other. This is the question. This is question number 6. So that the line segment joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. Now just look here. Suppose this is the quadrilateral ABCD. This is the quadrilateral ABCD. Let P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC, R is the midpoint of CD, and S is the midpoint of AD. So what you are given? P, comma Q, comma R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA of a quadrilateral ABCD. You have to prove what you have to prove. So that the line segment joining the midpoints of the opposite sides. This one. This one. This one. Opposite sides of the quadrilateral bisect each other. These two. This line segment, which one? PR and QS bisect each other. Is it there? You have to prove that this PR and QS bisect each other. Now, just look at the proof. In 3 or 4 questions, we have proved that the quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of a quadrilateral side is a parallelogram. The quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Is it there? Just look at in question number 1, 2, 3. All these 3 questions, we have proved that this PQRS is a parallelogram. The same in from question, you can take 1 or 2 or 3. In the same manner, you have to work out it. You will say PQRS is a parallelogram. In all these 3 questions, we have proved why PQRS is a parallelogram. Now just look here. Just look at the line segments PR and QS, and PR and QS are the diagonals of parallelogram. Which one? PQRS. And there is a theorem. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other. From that theorem, and the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. This is the theorem. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. And just look here, this PR and QS, they are the diagonals of the quadrilateral. Therefore, which one? This we have to prove. PR and QS bisect each other. Therefore, the PR and QS bisect each other. And in this way, we can prove that the line segment joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.